everyone. I'm going to be doing a really fun oil resist painting lesson today. We're going to be doing this video is specifically targeted for children that are 3 and up. Even if you're 2, you could do it. And I will be doing a second video where we're going to amp it up for kids that are a bit older. You can do this same project and it'll be a little more challenging. So this is for the younger kids. So all you need today for this project is watercolor, a container of water and brushes. I'm hoping you have watercolor at home because this project mainly can only be done with watercolor. I will be doing a really fun, you can actually make paint out of markers in water, so I will be doing a different video about that. So if you don't have watercolor, you can wait for that video to come and then use your markers as watercolor. But you just need watercolor, oil pastels, or crayons. Either or will work. And so we are doing 3-year-olds and up. So another thing you're going to need, I'm going to zoom this in because I have very, very little very good paper. So this is a bit thicker paper than our normal printing paper that we've been drawing on, okay? It's called watercolor paper, so it can take on the water a little more. And I'm gonna just hang it up this way, and this is just gonna be really fun. I cut mine small because I don't have a lot at home, but I'm hoping yours is gonna be a little bigger and you can go a little wild with it. And so this is going to be like a science project. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get our oil pastels or our crayons, and we're just going to do whatever kind of scribble drawing we want, okay? So you can be free, pick 2 or 3 of your favorite colors. I'm going to go with blue, and just be free. You can do some different lines. That's my challenge for you, is what kind of different lines can you do? I'm going to use an orange crayon here so you can see it works with both crayons or oil pastels. I'm going to do, maybe I'll do some fun shapes. Okay, not too, nothing too difficult here. Got my music. And let's spend at least 2 minutes kind of drawing in some fun shapes here, okay? So I take it back, use as many colors as you want. We are not coloring in. We are going to be coloring in with our watercolor. So we are not coloring in with crayons. We are just making fun scribbles, fun shapes, but we're not coloring in. I'm going to get my orange. And we're not going crazy. We're not coloring anything in. We're just enjoying making lines. I think I'm going to put some more yellow. I'm looking at balance here. I see yellow down here. I want to put some yellow down here. Yay! So this is good. I'm happy with this. You should spend at least 2 to 5 minutes kind of drawing on your paper. Hopefully you're taking even more time because your paper's bigger. And this is the fun part. So we're going to learn that water and oil do not mix. And there is oil in these materials. And when we use our watercolor, we're going to be using water. So when we add watercolor on top, these lines are magically going to pop out. So here we go. I've got my bucket of water and I've got my brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use a bigger brush. Okay, so if you have a bigger brush at home, try to use that. And all we're gonna do is fill this in with color now. Okay, so we're gonna try to pick maybe 3 colors that we can fill this up with. These are the 3 colors you can pick from. I'm gonna teach you about warm and cool colors. You can either do green, well, you can do any colors you want, okay? So you can pick any colors you want, but the only thing is we have to try to keep the colors separate on the palette. So here we go. I'm going to go with, we're going to start with purple. So make sure your brush is wet. Wet up your palette. And just go ahead and start painting on your paper. And what do you see happening? I see that my crayon work is popping out, and I'm so sorry, I picked the blue by accident. So this is going to be the fun part, is I'm going to do a little bit of purple and then I'm going to put a little blue around it, so I'm going to make like a blend. okay? And make sure when you, oh my gosh, look at that. The blue doesn't even cover up my red. When I'm switching my color, remember, dip, 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 wipe, wipe, wipe. I'm gonna pick up another color, green. Maybe I'll put some green over here. So bright and fun. Notice all my lines are sticking out still. And remember, dip, 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 wipe, wipe, wipe. Let's see what yellow looks like. And I'm gonna let some of these colors touch. Now notice, am I going all crazy coloring a bunch of colors everywhere? No, I wanna keep my colors kind of separate. I can blend a little, but I wanna keep a lot of my colors separate so it doesn't get muddy. So I'm noticing that my shapes are still sticking out. And my paper is curling because when paper gets wet, it'll curl. So let me just take a piece of tape this down. And I realize I almost want to add even more lines because it's like, I just love this so much, so I'm going to add even more lines. And then I'm going to wash my brush, grab my blue. Whoa, look how bright that looks. Now this is really dark, so I want to make sure I get some water, my friends, and wash it out. And look at this. The yellow is popping up out of the blue. Don't worry, I will bring the camera closer so you can see. And I'm dragging my blue around a bit here. I'm not getting it everywhere. Trying to keep it neat. And I have so much blue that I can actually just get more water and bring it around. So let's see here, my friends. We're gonna bring this really up close so you can see what's really going on. And this is really wet, so don't lift up your paper at home. So if I bring this really up close to you, we've got these really beautiful shapes that I drew, these lines and shapes that I drew. These fun lines and shapes that I drew, and then we've got these gorgeous colors that I added on top with watercolor. Now make sure you're always washing your brush when you switch colors. And notice, whatever I painted, it never covered up my crayon. So you can really go crazy with your drawing, and whatever you add on top with your watercolor, it's not going to cover it up. Okay? So this is a really fun and simple project. My paper was small, so it's actually, this video is a bit shorter than usual. Sorry, I do have to conserve my materials here. But that's basically it. Any tips I can really say is make sure your palette is clean, stays clean by always washing your brush when you switch colors. Okay? And you know what? Since we have a little time, these videos are usually supposed to be at least 10 minutes. I'm going to pat this dry so it dries a little faster, and I'm going to teach you something else. So watercolor, once it dries, we can go in with another layer on top. So I'm going to get a smaller brush, and I can actually go on top here and add more layers if I want. So I'm not really trying to cover up my shapes, but I could go in and add another layer. I could even paint in some of my shapes. I decided to use red because I didn't use red before. I'm washing my brush to switch it up. Maybe I'll go in and this blue will be really dark, and I could paint the insides of some of my shapes here. And this would give me a little bit more layering. Washing my brush again, maybe I'm going to add a dark purple. Just adding layers, okay? So you can layer. Just because you painted once and you think you're done doesn't mean that you're necessarily done. So here we are. Start with your crayons and your oil pastels. Do some fun scribbles, some fun drawings, and just add some paint. Use some watercolor. Make sure you're washing your brush, and if you let your paper dry, you can add a second layer. Okay? Hope you had so much fun. Hope you learned, and check back soon for more really fun classes.